up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to try out some new makeup from Ulta. So I have mostly drugstore stuff. There may be one or two things thrown in that are high-end, but for the most part it's all drugstore. And yeah, I think I've tried the majority of this stuff at least once. There's one or two things that I haven't tried at all, but yeah, I just figure we sit down and just throw some stuff on. I try to be all cute and whatnot and crimp my hair because I saw someone on Instagram do it, and it didn't work out for me. So we ended up with this frizzy shindig of a mop. So yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to point that out, but that's up there in case you're wondering. You're probably not though. If you like videos like this where we try out new makeup, then give it a big old thumbs up to let me know that you want to see more like it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Turn the notification bell on and make sure that the settings are set to all so that you don't just see some of my stuff. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. So for eyeshadow, I am very, very excited about this. It's very rare that I get excited about eyeshadow palettes in general, but especially from the drugstore. This is probably one of the best palettes that I've tried in a very long time. This is the new Catrice Insta Bae eyeshadow palette, and they came out with 2 or 3 others that are like the 12-pan palette style, and I definitely want to try them now, but this one, oh my god. It's not one of those palettes where, oh, the shimmers are good but the mattes suck. Like, everything about this is good. The shimmers are good, the mattes are good. Super high quality, buttery, pigmented, easy to work with. They last all day, no fading, no creasing, nothing. So here's what it looks like up close. And you have this really pretty like marbleized shimmer in there. Oh, so pretty. And they pair really, really well together. So let's just go ahead and swatch a few. Let's go ahead and swatch some of these shimmers first. Very pigmented, buttery, sheeny, metallic, all the good stuff. I feel like it's pretty easy to do shimmers, but the mattes is usually where a lot of these brands just, they fall flat. So there are the mattes. So today I'm going to recreate the look that I was wearing in this picture that I posted on my community tab a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's just a brown smoky eye, and I only used this palette, and I really, really liked it. Like, it's, I was feeling myself. That day when I created that look, I actually took a brown eyeliner and smudged that out along my lower lash line and just kind of acted like, I don't know, like a smoky base. So I'm not going to use the same eyeliner that I used that day, but I'm going to use this one from Essence. This is the new Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil. It's supposed to be waterproof. This is in the shade 02, but First Espresso. So yeah, these are just like the gel, sharpeny kind of pencils, and these are usually what I like best as far as eyeliners. So haven't used these yet, we shall see. So what I'm gonna do is just take this along my lash line and bring it up just a little, but not too much. I don't want this to be too high, but I'm just gonna let this act as like a smoky brown base. So I don't know how smudgy this is. Like, I don't know if this is something that sets really fast and you have to work really fast with it or what, but we gonna find out now. Okay, so this is smudging really, really well. Okay, so I'm really liking that. That seems like it's really creamy and pigmented, and like I said, really easy to soften and smoke out and stuff. So hopefully it's long wearing and, you know, holds up on like the waterline. So far so good. So I'm gonna start from light to dark and build up the smoky gradient. So first I'm gonna go into Facetune. Actually, wait. No. First I'm gonna go into Repost, which is this like pinkish ivory matte shade. I'm just gonna set basically what this eyeliner didn't touch, so from the crease up to the brow bone, just so we have an easier time blending and stuff. I know some people say that they don't find it easier to do this, but I personally do. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Facetune, which is the lightest matte brown shade in there, and I'll link the brushes I'm using below. These are from Amazon. I'm testing them out for a video coming up soon. So I'm just gonna start this in the outer V and just top off that eyeliner that we smudged out, and then work my way up into the crease. So instead of, you know, starting off the transition shade like I normally do, I'm trying something a little bit different, and I'm just gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. This by itself would be so pretty on its own. Like, just putting on some mascara and going, and you have like the perfect everyday kind of smoky eye that's smoky but not too smoky and dramatic. Now I'm gonna go into this more warm, darker brown shade right here. It's also matte. Yeah, I'm just gonna start this at the lash line in the outer V and slowly bring it upward. And like I said, with each shade as we get darker, we're gonna be putting it less and less in the crease. Okay, so now we're gonna go into Dupe, which is that dark matte brown on the bottom. But I'm just gonna kind of emphasize that lash line even more and just kind of act like I'm drawing on like eyeliner. Bada boom, bada bing, Chandler Bing. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into that Repost shade, which is that matte ivory that we use to set my primer, and just kind of clean everything up a little bit. I feel like this is definitely essential to, I don't know, making your smoky eye look a little bit more put together and clean. So for my inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go into a mixture of Repost and this champagne shimmer right below it. I am gonna get more of the shimmery shade on there, but yeah, just wanna little bit of a balance. So in that picture, I actually didn't have any eyeliner on. I just used all that brown that I used on my lash line. Because I have another eyeliner from Essence, I wanted to try it out as well. Same kind of eyeliner as what we used before as that brown one, but it's the black shade. So we're just gonna go ahead and use this. So this is the, again, Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof Eye Pencil in the shade Black Love. So I'm just gonna make it kind of, I don't know, kind of thin. And so far I'm really liking it. Like, it's really pigmented, it's really smooth and creamy, and it blends out really well. But I mean, it does seem to set, like once you stop messing with it, it does seem to set pretty well. This is all like hooky looking out here. Looks like a little hook on the outside. Okay, so I went ahead and did my skincare just so that can go ahead and be drying and setting while I'm doing everything else. So I have a couple different mascaras. I have one drugstore and one high-end. So I think I'm gonna do one on each side, just see which one I like better. So the first one I have is this Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes Smudge Proof Volumizing and Defining Mascara. So I did use this a couple of times and it's a little dry for my liking, but we're gonna see if I like it better. So here's what the wand looks like. It's just kind of like a straight up and down, medium thickness kind of wand. All right, so there are 2 layers with that mascara. So yeah, definitely just a volumizing formula. Like, I feel like Essence really doesn't lie about what their mascaras do. Like, if it says it's volumizing, it's pretty much just gonna volumize. So yeah, I feel like it's not a very buildable formula. Like, this is pretty much all you're gonna get out of it. Like, it's not one of those that the more you build it, it, you know, starts giving you length and thickness and all that stuff. Like, this pretty much looks the exact same as the first layer. So yeah, not super layerable. But let's go ahead and move on to the other eye. So I have this Urban Decay Lash Freak mascara, which is brand new. They did send this to me, but not paid or anything. So let's see what she looks like. Ooh, this is weird. What kind of wand is this? Yeah, it kind of looks like the Butterfly Sculpt from L'Oreal, except it's got like a little ball tip. I really can't relate to people that don't get mascara all over their eyelid. We can't be friends. Okay, so this is a very clumpy formula. Like, you really have to be careful because where it's so wet, it starts looking really like spidery and clumpy and nasty. I'm afraid to layer it anymore. Like, this is one layer. I'm afraid to go on top of it with another one and make it look even more spidery. But it may be one that as it dries out, it performs better and not as clumpy and whatnot. So for brows, I don't have an actual brow color, like a pencil or powder or whatever, but I do have this Makeup Revolution soap styler. So it's like a brow soap, which is kind of gimmicky in a way. Like, you can literally just use a bar of soap that's like $1 at the drugstore, but I just want to try it out and see what it's about. I did use this one time before and wasn't all that impressed, and I do think it has like a pretty low rating on the Ulta website. You just get this little like toothbrush looking thing, which I'm not going to use this. I think I'm just going to use a regular brow spoolie. So what you're supposed to do is spray your brow spoolie first with water, setting spray, whatever. So I'm just going to use a setting spray because I'm too lazy to get up. Now, I hadn't really watched a lot of people do the soap brow thing, like a tutorial or anything. So I think this is how you're supposed to do it, but I could be wrong. I'm just going to get a good amount on there and just comb my hair upward. Oh, I don't know about it. I don't know. To me, it just looks kind of grinchy. I will say the more you layer it, the more hold you get. Because one layer really doesn't do a whole lot. Like, I feel like it doesn't really give you a lot of hold. So I've done like 2 or 3 layers. Like, I've gone in and gotten some on my brush 2 or 3 times. So I look ridiculous. Does this not look like the Grinch to you? Hello, twin. I think I've seen people kind of like go along the top and kind of smooth them down. So for primer, I'm going to use a primer spray, which I usually don't ever use, but I've been watching a lot of Juicy Jazz lately, and she loves primer spray, so I'm gonna give it a whirl. So this is the NYX Bear With Me Multitasking Spray. I can't even talk anymore. But I've only used this as a setting spray before, and it's okay. I still have some testing to do, but she loves it as a primer spray, so I'm gonna try it as that. I've already done my skincare and stuff, so let's go ahead and spray an even amount of this on. So for face makeup, I have this Catrice Clean ID Hydro BB Cream in the shade Light Warm. Shade selection sucks ass. This just says Ultra Hydrating Tinted Beauty Balm with shea butter for a radiant natural complexion. The skin-loving texture diffuses the appearance of little imperfections for that myself but better feeling. We shall see. So I felt my best bet is probably to use a brush for better coverage because you guys know I like myself some full coverage. But I will say I definitely do feel like that primer water did like soften my skin. Like, it doesn't feel like there's nothing on there. Like, I've tried a lot of primer waters, primer spray type products that just feel like you're just doing nothing, but that one definitely does leave like a softening effect. So here's what the shade Light Warm looks like. So I think it's gonna be a pretty good match, maybe a tad bit lighter, but I feel like we're gonna be pretty good. So it's got like a thicker moussey texture. Hopefully I'll get some coverage out of it. I know it's not supposed to give a lot of coverage, but we're gonna test that claim. Okay, so there's one layer of that. So the color is perfect for me. I'm really digging the color, but yeah, I would say it's like a lot buildable, pushing medium coverage, but not like a full medium. But it evened everything out really, really nicely. I'm liking the way that looks. So I do think I'm gonna do a sponge on the other side, just because there are some products, even if they're like a lighter coverage, that do give better coverage with a sponge. So I'm just gonna use my LA Studio Wonder Blender, and I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna go in and try to build it up more. This is spreading on really, really nice and super quickly. So this could be a good summer foundation type product. It looks lighter going on. I think it is oxidizing a little bit. Let's go in and go ahead and try to build this up on the right side now, because it's had time to dry. I will say, like, it's one of those that, like, I didn't even really put a whole lot on my forehead, but it still looks like even with a very small amount, it looks like I did something up there. So it definitely blends out really well. Yeah, here's what the coverage looks like. So I would definitely just say this is just a light coverage product, but it does look pretty good on the skin. It does give you more of like a dewy glow to your skin. It's sitting really nicely on my skin. Like, it's not emphasizing pores or texture or anything. It seems really nice and hydrating. So far so good. We'll see. So for concealer, I have this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer, which I've only used like once. Like, I've been horrible about testing out stuff because I literally never put on makeup anymore. But number one, this shade is way too light for me. Just recently, I started getting out of that super light, bright under eye. Like, I want something more close to my skin tone. It just happened. I don't know. But we're going to use it just to test out the formula. So I'm not going to apply a whole lot. This looks white on my skin right now. Yeah, I really feel like if you have dark circles, a light under eye just... It just doesn't cover it up, and I just don't have the time to color correct with like a peach under eye corrector and whatnot. Oh my god, I look like Kim Kardashian circa 2007. But I mean, it blends out really nicely, and the times that I have used this, it hasn't really been a big creasing concealer or anything like that. It's just, it doesn't really give me the best of coverage just because it's really light and I have dark circles because I'm so tired. I'm gonna go ahead and use this Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Waterproof Powder in the shade Transparent. I would kind of like to do a full face of waterproof makeup video and like jump in the pool afterwards to really test that claim. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. I'm just gonna go ahead and set my entire face with this, just because, like I said, where it's a dewy finish foundation, and sometimes you can have like dragging issues with your cheek products if you don't set it first. So normally I've just been setting like the perimeter of my face with like the powder cheek products I use, but this is pretty tacky. Okay, this looks ridiculous. Okay, so moving on to bronzer, because we definitely need some bronzer right now. I have this new Makeup Revolution Pro Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Cacao, I believe. Yeah, it says with cocoa extract, and it's supposed to be like a satiny finish kind of bronzer, and this shade is pretty dark. Like, I definitely could have gone with a lighter shade, so here's what it looks like. Like, it's just not a flat matte. So with this type of product, I'm always leery of like muddiness, so pray for me. It's very pigmented, so I'm gonna tap off the excess. There's not a lot of kick up or anything, so that's nice. But I'm just gonna go in and warm it up back here. Wait a minute, if this is made with cocoa extract, does it smell like chocolate? It does smell like chocolate. Okay, so this is one of those that wherever you first lay your brush down, it's most pigmented and concentrated. I mean, that's kind of the case with everything, but it's one of those that you can't really disperse it very evenly. Oh, this just went south real fast. I'm gonna go in my sponge now on the side that I use the foundation with and blot over it, because we are looking like a bad self-tanner application up there. Sticking my baby hairs down. This is a bad makeup day. We're gonna go ahead and move on. There's no hope. Hopefully it looks better once the brows are done and the eyes are done. Probably not. Now we're gonna go into blush. This is the Essence Blush Lighter Gradient Powder Blush in the shade Nude Twilight. So it looks like it has like a shimmery champagne color over here, and it gradually gets darker to like a kind of like a terracotta coral in a way. I actually really do like this formula. I would like to try a more pink tone. I was wanting to try something different just because I feel like that's all I use, but I feel like peachy or corally blushes just kind of blend into my bronzer, and it just makes me look very monochromatic. But yeah, this is really pretty. I should actually probably swatch it. So it has just a little bit of a sheen, but it's not like glittery, like chunky or anything. So moving on to some highlighter now. This is the Catrice Sungasm Face and Body Highlighter, and there's no other shade. Like, there's just one shade, but look at this. This thing's huge. It's kind of like a warm pinky tone, which normally I'm not into pinky highlighters at all, but it could definitely be blinding if you built it up. But yeah, for deeper skin tones, it's a no-go. They definitely need more shades. I don't know why they don't have any more, but it's a really nice formula. So we're gonna go very sparingly with this because we don't need more highlight. With this blush, I really don't need highlighter. Like, it really does give you that highlighted look, but as you can see, this just gives you like a really nice, like, wet look. Okay, so I'm gonna go back up to the brows and fill them in with my Kokie brow kit in the shade Blonde, so I'll be right back. Moving back to the lower lash line because we need to fix this badly. So I'm gonna go back into that brown eyeliner from Essence, and I'm gonna put this in my waterline. Once I have it in the waterline, I'm just gonna smudge it just a tad along that lash line. So I'm just kind of drooping it down a little bit, so, ooh, smoky. And then for the lower lashes, I'm gonna do the Essence mascara. So I don't know if it's the concealer or the powder, not being a very good powder, but my under eye area is creasing, so that kind of sucks. But moving into some lip products now. So first I have this lipstick from Essence, and this is called, what is you called? This is Nude lipstick. I guess in case you're an idiot and you don't know what a nude is. So I got the shade number 12 Loyal. So this is a semi-matte finish, it says. And this looks like a really, really pretty shade. But it seems very pigmented, really creamy. So, has a nice smell to it. Definitely does glide on really nicely. But yeah, that's a really pretty color, especially if you like more of like a peachy nude. It definitely is more of a semi-matte. Like, there is a little bit of creaminess to it, but I feel like I might get the cat butthole lip. We don't know. But because I don't want to get that, I do have a lip gloss. So this is the new Maybelline. These are huge. Lifter gloss. I think it's called the Lift Lipper gloss. Lip Lipper. That sounds funny. It says it has hyaluronic acid in it, and I got the shade 002 Ice. So this is just like a pinky, probably clear shade, but let's just go ahead and pop this. Ooh, this looks like the Fenty lip glosses. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, it's got that giant doe foot applicator. Like, look at this thing. This is huge. It smells like, I don't know why I'm tasting it when I said it smells like. It smells like suntanner or something. Like, it smells really, really good, and it does have a tingly feeling. Ooh, it didn't say it was a tingly feeling lip gloss, which are my personal favorite. So, ooh, I hope I like this. Yeah, it doesn't seem too sticky or anything. Ooh, that tastes good, it smells good, it feels good, it looks good. I'm liking that. Yeah, let's go ahead and end it off with the NYX setting spray. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't know. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and maybe got some things put on your next shopping list. But I will have everything I used today linked below in the description box. So yeah, if you like this video and you haven't already, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.